In a career that's included over 50 movies, Sean Connery has played a wide variety of roles, and he's still adding to his resume. Matt Lauer recently sat down with Connery to talk about his latest film, which opens today. It's called Just Cause, and in it, Connery plays a Harvard law professor in search of justice for a death row inmate. Matt asked Sean Connery about his role, playing a character named Paul Armstrong.
At the very beginning, he's on the platform of anti-capital punishment, and just such a defender of that, he makes a 180-degree turn, and at the end of the movie finds himself dishing it out.
I love suspense thrillers, and one of the things that's disappointing often is that characters don't change in a movie.
That's right. Well, everybody's different from what they seem in this movie.
And everybody's different in the end than they were at the beginning.
That's right.
Is that what you look for in a role now?
Yeah, well, the story has to be, there's some kind of moral, hopefully. There's some kind of dramatic curve. There's somewhere that the guy is reduced to something or he's risen to something and he falls again, so that we can see and understand why. And in this case, this guy, at the beginning, he could never have imagined himself to end up in the Everglades with a guy like Larry Fishbone.
Executive producer, Sean Connery. At this stage in your career, is the kind of control that comes along with that more important to you than it was earlier?
Well, that's partly true, but I've been kind of doing this for 20 years now, without taking the job officially, without being recognized or paid.
So by doing this, you get the vision you want, yeah, and it comes out the way you want in the end.
Yeah, well, you get the kind of, the pros, the real pros, that's who you want. Like Ed Harris, I mean, he's wonderful in the film.
Let me tell you a few things, Armstrong. One, I am filled with power. You might think I'm an impotent prisoner, handcuffed and shackled, locked in an 8x7 cell each night and day, but I am filled with a strength that reaches way beyond these bars, sir.
He's the one that made me squirm in my seat.
Squirm in your seat? I hope you don't mean badly.
No. I mean it
frightened you, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Badly, but in a good, bad way.
Right, well, that's okay. That's exactly his purpose.
You have poo-pooed in the past the, if you will, the People magazine's sexiest man alive. But you continue to excel at roles, whereas there is this great sense of virility that isn't normally associated in this culture with gentlemen who are in their mid-60s. Why do you think you're still seen in that light?
I don't know. Well, I suppose I'll know I don't have it when they stop giving me scripts. Eh? But I'm not sure I agree with you saying that men in their mid-60s in this culture in the United States are not considered virility material.
While age has never been one of Connery's considerations, his health has been.
About 4 years ago, there was some headlines here, and you had what was reported as a bout with a polyp in your throat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which was cancer.
Well, they didn't use cancer, they used the word dysplasia, severe dysplasia, which, if not treated, becomes cancer.
Do you remember what you were thinking?
Well, of course, I would have to, they would have to remove the sound box. It was a pretty fearful option. I had laser treatment. I still made about half a dozen movies after that. I didn't stop working. I didn't stop doing films. Eventually, I chose 6 weeks of radiation in London. And absolutely everything is clear at the end of '94.
What are your passions today?
Well, still making movies, golf. I've gone back a bit to reading again. I sort of gone off it for a bit.
You said one time that you believe people's faces express the lives they've led. If I didn't know you were Sean Connery and an actor, and I met you for the first time, what do you think your face would tell me about your life?
Well, I'm not the one to ask because I'm not seeing it or dealing with it. And it's the same as you're saying, what would I think? You should be able to tell me, but I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I'll tell you. Great actor, nice guy, pretty good golfer.
Well, I'll get that in my obituary.